Hey there big fellas, I'm back. It has been a long time. Christmas just passed and I fixed my camera issue. And that was one of the reasons I wanted to wait a little bit. Next thing is we got additional lighting. I love it. I have one new light bulb in my new lamp, which is hanging from the ceiling right now. Just like 1000 lumen or something, which is incredibly strong. I mean, I have seen that thing at IKEA and I thought, okay, it's just another light bulb, okay? Then I screwed it in and this thing is so fucking bright. That's not even normal anymore. But it's good because obviously now I got some kind of studio lighting thingy going on. And I got the new standing lamp on my side right here, which is providing additional light for me. Today's subject, oh no, before we start, got my new iPhone. I love it. And today we're gonna have an experimental video because I'm gonna shoot the face portion with my new handy cam and the up close I will shoot with my iPhone. It's basically just experimenting, and I will try to put some music under the video when I'm talking, you know, a little bit. Maybe you like it. If you don't like it, just write in the comments. If I even can do that, okay? I'm not too experienced with that kind of stuff. I don't really know how loud it can be, so you can still understand me and it's easy to follow me and you're not distracted by it. But whatever. Today's subject of review is this new Addy. This is a Wotofo troll, and yes, I have been using it in a couple of videos and I've been holding it back from you guys. I'm sorry for that, okay? I just didn't have the time and I needed to borrow the camera each time I wanted to make a video, and everything's going to change now, okay? So expect videos more frequently from me. The build has been starting to get kind of repetitive. I've got like my standard build, which is 5 reps of 21 gauge around 2mm screwdriver dribble, whatever you want. 5 reps, that's it, okay? You put it in there. But I have changed cotton types. I've changed to this Muji cotton, which I got with the I guess it was gel duplex. I think so. Not much to say. I really don't like it. It's not really for that super sub-ohm stuff. The cotton collapses quite hard actually if you look at it. And this build is actually getting really dirty, so I'm going to exchange that anyway. But I'm not going to rebuild it on camera, and there's 2 reasons for that. First, it is taking a long fucking time, and second one, I don't feel in the mood to rebuild. The last build I had in there for over months. And if you have a build in there for over months, trust me, that build is getting really dirty and doing really wonky stuff. It wasn't even funny anymore. And well, now I exchanged it, and this thing's like now 2 weeks old or something, and it's working still brilliantly. So I'm not going to exchange that. However, I am going to make a new coil bolt video because I have experimenting a little bit, and I think what I got for you, you might quite like. And it will contain or involve this Muji cotton right here. So if you like to build with this cotton, and I've always been recommending Fiber Freaks, you really don't need to change. If you're not going too sub-ohm, super sub-ohm, this stuff holds up just fine. It's really nice. But without further ado, let's get into the Addy. Wotofo troll, this rebuildable dripping atomizer. You have seen it for post design. Let's get into the close-up portion and look a little bit at it. Before that, just going to take a few drags. I really like this thing, so let's get to the close-up portion. Okay guys, you are in the close-up portion. As you can see, we are really close up. I am having my iPhone now on a monopod, so it's kind of sitting between my legs, and I can show you everything quite nice. As I said, it's just an experiment. So this is the Wotofo troll, and I actually forgot something already. This is starting good. Okay. And what I forgot is this plastic ring, and I forgot it because I never use it. This thing right here, which is, oh, it's black, is just a drip tip adapter. So you can change this to a whiteboard drip tip. Now, I obviously don't got one, but I actually have to say I don't need one, okay? I just put my lips around this cone and it's all good. It's really all good. If you want to use a drip tip, standard 510 drip tip, obviously you can put that in there. I'm not going to do that because there is one major con I have to mention right away. The O-rings on this thing. Man, these things are stiff bitches. You have incredible problems getting anything spread apart when you, or taken apart when you take it out of the package. And the package is actually this right here. There's not much in there. I left everything in there, I guess. So you have this foam thingy here where your atomizer sits in. You have this foam plate. And I think that's it. At least mine didn't come with anything else. Oh yeah, it did. It did. There was a small baggie with all your standard goodies, okay? Extra O-rings and post screws. I actually have used it up. I'm sorry. I had to replace 2 O-rings because I busted them, and for the post screws I still have them, okay? But there would be a baggie with your goodies inside. I think there was no build or silica wick or anything in there, so you won't be getting that with the atomizer. At least I didn't. So as you can see, on the side it says Wotofo, and you get your cool QR code. I don't know what that does. It probably takes you to the website of them, and you get your standard scratch and sniff thingy right here, which is a warranty code or something. On the bottom and on top you have your plastic window. And I actually have to say I really like this packaging. It's so nice. I wish a lot more Eddies would come like this. It's really nice actually. But without further ado, let's get to the Eddy. And my Hand of God will be serving me as a block to put it on, because there are some pretty interesting things. Oh, let me first show you the negative pole, okay? The plus pole. Right here, you get your 510 threading. Is it good to use it on a hybrid connection? Well, kinda. And I will explain to you why in a second. This plus pole right here is adjustable, but if you screw it down, there is a high possibility that your center block is going to spin and come up. Now, the reason for that with mine is that I melted the insulator, okay? If you have a standard working insulator, you should be able to screw that positive pole down without loosening your center post. However, I could only achieve that in the beginning time when I hadn't melted it, so I can't confirm that. So it is kind of adjustable-ish. I'm still having this thing screwed out half the way, so the plus pole, and when it stops making connection, just press on here and makes connection again because this is pushing it down. To be honest, I really don't found any issues with it. If you have an adjustable positive pole in your atomizer, you should have no problem with this. The problem with J-Wall stuff is that they have quite deep threadings, at least on their mechanical mods, and with that comes the problem that you have to have a long positive pole. I usually screw this thing out as much as I can before it actually comes out, because it would shorten it. I have actually done that, I'm sorry. I'm kind of like a negative example right here, okay? This thing actually comes out and then falls to the side, and didn't recognize it, put my atomizer on, pushed the button 3 times, and wondered why there was no vapor. Well, basically because I shorted it out. I thought the battery would not survive it, but it did. They're Sony VTCs. They are so incredible. I think you can put them into a oven, bake them for 5 hours, and then put them in back, and they would just vape fine. I don't know what they do with the cells, but they're so durable, it's crazy. Now for the build I got in here, as I told you, 0.14 ohms. It's 5 reps around a 2mm screwdriver with 21 gauge, and I used the Muji cotton. And I didn't use the Muji cotton because I got no more fiber freaks. That's actually the opposite. I actually bought new fiber freaks, but I used it because I wanted to try something different, and this seemed quite different to me. It is different, but it's not really my kind of cotton blend. I stick with the fiber freaks as long as they stick around. Okay, so let's get to the O-rings. When I screwed this on my Dimitri box, my clone, there was no way for me to actually take the top cap off. I actually took a vise, opened it, just so the outer rim would sit on the vise, then took a screwdriver and a hammer and busted the deck out. After that, I just lubricated it with a little bit of liquid. Now that should not be the case with a brand new atomizer. I don't know what Wotofo did there, but the O-rings are definitely really strong, if not too strong when you buy them. So you have to constantly keep them lubricated, and if you don't touch the airflow control for a few days, it's going to stick, and I don't know what I can do about it. It's just horrible. Now if you want to take out the airflow adjustment, which is right here, because turning it is quite hard actually when this thing sticks. You need to push this thing out from the inside, okay, just like this. Problem with that is my finger just slips through, and that would be incredibly painful to push that out. So I usually take something like a towel and then push it out. Let me look if I get something around right here. Oh yeah, I do. One moment. The thing with the airflow control is that it is not really the airflow control, it's an airflow setting. You take it, oh, I can't take it off. I hate it. You take it, and if it's put in, well, it's set there. Okay, just let me figure out something to get this thing out because it's sticking again. I only like one airflow setting with this build, so I usually just let it stick there. Just let me figure something out and I'll be back in a second. Okay, finally get it apart. It took me like a minute or something. So this is your airflow adjustment. Now, so you can see that appears to be quite dirty. Well, actually it isn't. That is the paint coming off. Under there is stainless steel, so it's not going to rust or anything. But I had major scratch marks on this thing when I bought it. And as you can see, this black stripe in there, that's not some kind of textile stuff. That's just a plain scratch. And that was there from the beginning. Second is on the top cap, you see this kind of little ripples right here. They were there from the beginning as well. And sorry, Wotofo, that is just bad quality. However, I don't care how my atomizer really looks. If you have the choice, always take the stainless steel one, because if the paint's going to rub off, there is no paint on there. Okay, so they can't mess up the paint. If you like something with paint, then take something with paint. It's okay as well. Okay. Now, here's how to adjust the airflow, because if it's pushed down, you will have major problems adjusting it. You can't do it, but you have to grip it really strong, and then it's not going to work, okay? So here's a trick. What you do is cover one more airflow hole than you want, okay? So as you can see, I would cover all my airflow holes when it's going straight down, when it's going like this down, but it's in a 45-degree angle because the airflow is slanted that way. So what I do is push it down like this, and you can see I have the last airflow hole open. There is plenty of airflow in this thing, and as you can see, it's kind of at a 45-degree angle, and that's something for the cloud chasers, okay? This is a definitely cloud chasing atomizer. This thing lets the air in at an angle to create kind of a cyclone effect in the top cap. Whether it works, I don't know. I just find that the airflow is much better than on other devices, and I just guess it's the cyclone effect. Now let's take this off here, put it on my atomizer and fire it a couple of times.
So you can see how that looks. Now this is a 22mm device. As you know, the first device I bought is a 30mm. I think nearly every build video I'm going to upload. Okay, pushing down the center pin. And now it should fire, but it doesn't. I hate it. It's just such a pity that I always melt my fucking insulator. I don't know what to do against that, because there is clearly something I am doing wrong when pushing the atomizer over a specific point where the actually insulating material melts, which should be heat resistant. Okay, keep that in mind. If you melt something on an atomizer, it should be heat resistant, and you are melting that stuff, so you are way too much overheating it. Okay, let me just pull the screw out a little bit. That was too much. Yes, I don't got a screwdriver around, so I need to do it with my tweezers. I'm okay with that. If you're not, then well done, watch. That's basically it. I'm kind of pissed off by the atomizer, really, because no. That's just a no-go if your insulated material melts. But I have done it on other atomizers as well. So I guess I'm kind of pissed off by myself because I did that stupid stuff. Okay, as you can see, fires quite nicely. Okay, so put a little bit of juice in there, and I'm going to tell you something I noticed. The juice well on this thing is like, I think it's 1.5 millimeters. I can't really measure it because I don't got something that can go in there and measure it. I got like an electronic ruler, I think. It's like you push that together or something, and then it electronically tells you how much millimeter that is. I can't put that in there. So I'm guessing it's 1.5 millimeters or something, because I'm quite good at guessing, because that's basically what I do on YouTube. So the juice spot is quite deep, and if you take out the cotton, which I'm not going to do because getting the cotton wick in there with this Muji cut is kind of a bitch, because it's not like the Fiber Freaks where you just cut apart, cut it in half, put it in there. No, you really have to roll it and make sure that it's the same thickness on both sides and everything. It's a bitch. You see that there is a groove in there, okay? There is like a half groove below the, just below your coil. And that is actually copied from the plume veil. I think there were other atomizers before that which had that, but the plume veil is the one where I actually recognized it, okay? So for me it's copied from plume veil. And that is a really cool thing, because that means you can tuck your cotton in there. And a lot of people say don't compress it too much and everything, and I said that as well, okay? But if it's below your coil, where it doesn't really need to have the greatest wicking abilities, because it will be swimming in juice all the time and is there to wick even the last drop of juice, this is a major pro, okay? I really like it. If you don't recognize it, well, then I guess I'm a weirdo, but I really like it. So let's take a vape, and then we're going to go back to FaceTime. Vapes quite nicely.
Okay, we're back up again. Let's talk a little bit about this thing. I've told you a lot of stuff in the close-up part, much more than I actually wanted to, but I really could show you, so maybe it was a good way to go. So let's talk a little bit about it. I've been using it for over months now, and it's my main atomizer because the 30mm dripper is a bitch to carry around, because I have to carry that around to my university every day. So I want to have something rather small that can put out the same amount of cloudage I can get from other atomizers. And that is definitely one of them. However, I think this airflow with the 45-degree angles slots is much better than the single Cyclope slot on my Doge. And I think that is really the kicker for this atomizer. Otherwise I wouldn't be using it that much. It's really nice airflow, it's easy to build because of the 4-post design. By the way, you have Phillips head screws, something I forgot to mention in the close-ups, not grab screws or anything. For post design, you can just easily put your wire in there. It has quite big post holes. I can't measure them, but I'm quite sure they're around 1.5 millimeters or something, because I have done really bitchy builds on there, like 0.09 and stuff. Would I recommend this? Let me think about it. We have to wrap it up. So I think I would recommend it to every cloud chaser, and I would recommend it to everybody that wants more clouds and flavor. Then, because this thing is a little bit taller, as you can see, and I'm using it without any drip tip. And I actually wanted to use it with a drip tip, but I don't got a drip tip around. I just lost the only drip tip I have in the whole house, which is from my gel duplex. I just lost it. I don't know where it went. That's just a dumb thing that happens to me all the time. By the way, this thing, if you put it in, you will have to have something to stick into the top cap from the bottom and push it out, because this thing is not going to come out just by itself. The O-rings are way too strong, and it's something you need to know. If you're buying this thing, you need to spend at least 10-20 minutes of work just to get the fucking top cap off, which is a major con for me. And yours might not be like that because it hasn't lying around in the heat in the shop all day. I don't know, but probably you will have kind of same issues. I don't know. However, without looking at that, this thing is a great atomizer, okay? So I would recommend it. Yes, you should buy it if you're a cloud chaser, if you want good clouds, and if you don't have a problem with the troll logo, because that is always on there. And I actually forgot to show you in a close-up. There's actually a little troll logo on there. Okay, that one. It's quite nice. But I don't know. I probably wouldn't want it on there if I was like 5 to 10 years old, okay? If you're getting like in the age of 30, 35, 33 plus, okay? You probably would think of it as childish. People might think it's childish. I don't, and I don't care what anybody says. It's just a fucking atomizer, and if you can't get over the looks of it, your problem. You can see I have certain opinions. However, I think this is a really good atomizer for anybody who's really into the whole cloud chasing stuff, but doesn't know where to start. And that is where we're going to the price point. This thing is really cheap. I got it for 30 bucks, which is euros, so it's like $32–33, and it's like 28–29 pounds. So this thing is really cheap, and I have seen it cheaper online. It's just that I got it pretty early when it came out. Okay, not when it came out, I just got it a little bit earlier, okay? I didn't wait a long time. So this thing has gone cheaper all over the internet. I've seen it for 20 bucks, and that's US dollars. And I have seen it for, I think some website actually makes a clone of this thing. Wotofo is a clone, it's a really clone company, and this is the first, no, it's the second original design they came up with, and then there's always somebody who's cloning them. So there's a cloner cloning the cloners. That's just weird. Okay, but I think that's how China works. I just find it hilarious, and there's actually a clone of it, which is just the same because, well, Wotofo don't got the high quality factories, I think, and the cloners don't either because they're both cloners. So they're kind of identical, and I think the clone I've seen was for $15, so it's nothing. And if you look at Fastech, you're always going to find an atomizer that's just like this, maybe not called the troll face or something, and it's going to cost you like nothing. So if you like ordering from Fastech, this thing is the way to go, because it's a cloud chasing thingy. Okay, it got the 45-degree angle cyclone thing. It puts out good clouds, and it's easy to build. And even if you're a beginner and you don't really know, if you have vaped on tanks before and you thought that flavor was quite good, just choose this because it's so easy to rebuild and the flavor is going to get better but it's not really flavor atomizer, okay? Not really flavor radiate. However, all of that put aside, let's just wrap it up and say, I like it, I would recommend you buying it, and 22mm dripper, Wotofo. And this thing actually comes in multiple colors. I think you can choose from stainless steel all the way to red, green and pink and blue and everything. I have wanting this for years, and what do I, idiot, do? I get in the store and get the fucking boring white one. I hate myself sometimes for action like this. I wanted the green one. Okay, let's just put it aside. So let's wrap this thing up. I recommend you buying it. I really like this atomizer. I've been using it day to day. I will use it day to day, no matter what comes around the corner in a few months maybe. And well, let's just say, if you liked it, please leave a like, comment. Have you ever encountered this atomizer? Do you like it? What do you think maybe of the color choice, whatever? And what do you think of this whole experimental thingy, Handycam, iPhone, crossover, whatever? And if you would subscribe, it would be great and make my day. Thank you for watching.